Testing your playback sound system.
So I'm the only one going through? Is this, when's the broadcast gonna go live? Just a moment here. Is audio going through yet or no? Okay. Alright guys, welcome to this week's Indy Speedway League Mazda Icebreakers series. We are just starting qualifying here. We're about 10 seconds in. Let's get going here. Actually, I apologize. We're about 40 seconds in. I was looking at the wrong screen. Alright, as of right now, in this very anticlimactic qualifying session, because I can't see anything, Jacob Gordon's right now is the fastest lap with a 20.3, Brandon Graham with a 20.5, Jose Olivias with a... and they're all moving around now. Jose Olivias with a 21.3, Michael Whitaker with a 21.4, and Chadwick Pierce with a 22.9. The one I missed was Tony DePrasso, who's jumped up to second now with a 20.47. And just so the viewers at home know what's going on, I am the only one in the booth tonight, so I am also doing race control. So if there's any dead spots, I apologize for that in advance, but I'm multitasking, so... Update on qualifying as they run. We got Jacob Gordon in first with a 19.16. Second place, Jose Olivias with a 20.1. Michael Whitaker also with the 20.1. Martin Miller jumping in fourth with a 20.2. And then right out the top five, we got Mike Erder with a 20.297. And it looks like everybody is done qualifying. We got Jacob Gordon on pole with a 19.91. Ronnie Osmer starting second with a 19.98. We've got Jose Olivias with a 20.1. Michael Whitaker with a 20.19. Martin Miller with a 20.29. Mike Erder with a 20.29. They're all so close. Basically down to 11th place. They're within a half second of each other. If there's something important going up on screen, Sparks, I ask that you just poke me just so I know. Um, just so I'm not behind. Sounds good. I have the stream up, but it's a good 15 seconds behind here, so. Yep, I know. Sparks, I assume you'll kind of put the cameras to whatever I'm talking about, right? Okay. So the field is gridding up here. We will be going green as soon as the pace car gets rolling off. Alright, and the drivers are rolling off. I believe here we only have one pace lap, so we'll be going green very soon. Hopefully those drivers are able to get some heat in the tires. I know they are allowed, or they are not allowed to scrub them in this series due to the lack of what it actually does for the car. So hopefully we get a good, clean lap here. I say that with my fingers crossed. I stand corrected. They are going one more time around, and then we will get the green flag.
Green, green.
And they are off. Jacob Gordon gets a great jump out front. It looks like Ronnie Osmer has followed in behind him. Clean going into turn 3. The front 3 have checked out from each other. I apologize, folks. The second the green flag comes out, I start sneezing. We got a huge schmozzle of cars going down the backstretch in the turn 3, led by Mike Whitaker at the moment. Everyone's fallen in one by one at the moment. And it looks like we just had Hanover Fist get into the wall. Actually, he might be Terry Adams in this league. I don't know what his name is. It looks like he got into the outside wall exiting turn 2. From the sounds of it, I don't think he had any help. I know this setup likes to run up high. I didn't personally have a chance to drive it, but watching them in practice, it looks like it likes to run high, and it is a little bit on the loose side. Jacob Gordon is still in the lead, followed by Ronnie Osmer, Jose Olivias, Michael Whitaker, Mike Erder, Martin Miller, Brendan Graham, Tony Trapasso, Richard Sudduth, and Johnny Antonucci to round out the top 10. Looks like at the moment everybody's pretty spread out there on the racetrack, with probably 4 or more car lengths between each car at the moment. Closest battle on the track right now would be between Tony Trapasso, Richard Sudduth, and Johnny Antonucci. They all got about 2 car lengths in between them. Doesn't look like anybody's doing much. It looks like they're just biding time right now, probably waiting for a caution to come out here. That way the drivers can get bunched back up and make some moves toward the front. The leader continues to be Jacob Gordon, with his best lap being a 19.741. I believe he actually has the best lap on track as of right now. He does, but not too much quicker than the top. The top 5, top 6 have about the same lap time. Only about a 1/10 and a half separating them. So once we get a caution here, we should have a good top 6 going for it here. I assume that the cars in the back are having a little bit trouble with the setup. I saw that it was a little bit difficult to drive, like I mentioned before. Right now on screen we have on onboard of Johnny Antonucci. It looks like he's running behind Tony Trapasso and Richard Sudduth, who are side by side as I see. I know, I'm trying. It's hard when you're the only commentator. And it looks like Richard Sudduth has taken over that 8th position from Tony Trapasso. And he's now coming under attack, it looks like, from the number 59 car, Johnny Antonucci, who's close in on him. Richard Sudduth is actually close in on the car up in front of him, Brendan Graham. And it looks like Sudduth is going to be looking to the inside here. Back a little further down the track, looks like we got Tony Trapasso up on the back bumper of, or the gearbox of Johnny Antonucci, trying to take a look in the inside and see what he could do. Nope, this time he goes to the outside, and they're reeling in Bob Lacavara as they battle it out here. And we have a battle going on for, it looks like 4th place at the moment between Mike Erder and Mike Whitaker. That's 2 Mikes going against each other. That's going to confuse me. We got Mike Erder trying to find a way around the tie-dye inspired car by Michael Whitaker. At the moment, it looks like Mike Erder is looking to the inside, or is at least running a tighter line than Mike is. We'll see if that pays off. One thing that Mike's got to be careful of, the Mike Erder of the Mikes, he needs to make sure he doesn't burn off the tires too much on these things. In this series, it's best to not take tires during the pit stops just due to how long they take the change. Ooh, and they're almost 3 wide in the back by Tony Trapasso. It looked like the number 5 of Bob Lacavara tried to thread the needle there. As I believe they're lapping the number 19 car of Chadwick Pierce, which may have caused a little bit of that snafu going into turn, I believe it was turn 2. So we're running lap 25 of 75 at the moment. Just started lap 26. I believe the fuel run here is about 38 to 40 laps. So in about 10 laps, they're going to start thinking about pitting, assuming that it stays green here. Meanwhile, up front, we got Jake Gordon out there just taking everybody out for lunch. He's got a almost 3.5 second lead on Ronnie Osmer for second. And then another second separates Ronnie Osmer from Jose Olivias. And then it's 2 seconds back to Mike Erder. Another 1 second back to Michael Whitaker. I must have missed it, but Mike Erder must have gotten around Whitaker. And it appears that he is closing in on the number 87 car of Jose Olivias. And looking at the telemetry here, just about every lap, Jacob Gordon's been clicking off the fastest lap. There definitely looks like there's a little bit of a advantage with the clean air. Right now, Jake Gordon goes to lap Chadwick Pierce for the second time. So we saw a little bit of a blink out of Jake Gordon there, hopefully nothing too serious. The bottom half of the pack, we still got a great battle going on here. This one between, it looks, Joe Cowan and Robert Lacavara. Looks like Joe just decided to jump to the inside. It looks like he thought better of it and pulls back up on the track. All these cars, there's 3 packs of 2, all running a couple car lengths apart. And Tony Trapasso just looking inside of Johnny Antonucci here, sticking a nose in. It looks like he's going to run out of grip on the bottom side of the racetrack. At little bull rings like this track, it's so tough to try to stick your nose in when all the momentum's on the outside. And with Tony trying that move on the number... I'm having a brain fart here. The number 59 at Johnny Antonucci. It's brought Bob Lacavara right up to his gearbox here, as Tony tries again to get by Johnny Antonucci. This time it looks like he's got a better run. Johnny still gets the best of him, though. And I have just been informed that we have Isaiah Dupree in the chat. I believe he's ran some races with this Icebreaker series and actually ran pretty well. Cheering on his teammate Jake Gordon, who is currently spanking the field. And I believe Ronnie Osmer decided to take it pit side. And there goes Tony Trapasso down into the pits as well. And 38 for the fuel run, and Jake Gordon in the pits as well. Tony stops in his pit box to get service to the car. And Jake Gordon pulls into the first pit stall to get service to his car. Jose Olivias is now taking over the lead of the race.
All right, man.
And the caution flies. What has happened? And we got a car running around without a front end. It looks like it was Joe Cowan. And he's still wrecking under the pace laps, and he got into the number 98 of Richard Seth, and he finally went and reset. Let's go back. I gotta see what happened here. Just a moment. So it appears that coming out of the pits, Cowan gets on the gas and taps the grass, and I think he's just gonna lose it here. And yes, the number 14 car, what is his number? 81 car of Joe Cowan just made a mistake on cold tires, running the outside, got into the outside wall. It doesn't look like we got a replay of it, but it was pretty uneventful. Yep. So under caution here, we got some cars coming back down to get some service, or these are the cars that did not pit initially. Jacob Gordon, it appears, will reassume the lead. As I make sure I am back live here before the restart. Did you forget as well? Yeah. The stream can't hear you, can they? I am talking to myself.
For those curious, he's talking to me. I just have my mic muted.
Let's throw one on... Let's throw it on Tony. They are doubling up for the restart here. And Jake Gordon slows them down for the restart here and takes
Green
off.
flag.
I believe out of the top group of cars here, Mike Whitaker is the only one that took fresh tires. So he's going to be a little bit slower. If I understand correctly, we're going to have we are on board right now with Tony Trapasso. Right now, Tony Trapasso's really in the zoo of everything, as they lap the number 19 car again. He's right behind Richard Sudduth, and he has Mike Whitaker right in front of him. You can tell how much lower Tony can take the car into the corner running the fresher tires. So he gets a good run up on Sudduth here. Let's see if he tries anything. And wow, the 55 car just dove in underneath Tony. I'm not sure if he was expecting that. And right now, Tony actually has the... Who's right behind him as of right now? That car must be a lap down, because I don't see him on... Oh, Tony is a lap down, okay. I was just corrected. That's Martin Miller right behind Tony. Tony's not in the lead lap. I was incorrect there. There's many things that I'm watching at the moment. As the number 55, Ronnie Osborne, dives low underneath Richard Sudduth. What a move. It doesn't look like it's going to stick, though, as we got Richard Sudduth going to the high side around the number 59 of Johnny Antonucci. And he's looking to try to find a way by Mike Whitaker at the moment. Still got Antonucci on the bottom. It looks like Osmer's going to get the best of him here. I think Osmer's the car that's... Whoa! Osmer slices down low to go inside of I'm terrible with names. Richard Sudduth. It looks like Richard's going to have the run on the outside. He's going to tuck in behind him to get a little bit of a draft and dive back low. And it looks like this time he's almost going to be able to make it stick. You could throw a blanket over about these 9 or 10 cars right now. Mike Whitaker also drops low to try to get around the number... That must be a lapped car. No, it's not a lap car. The number 5 of Robert Lacavara. And Tony, something just happened to Tony. He just lost a lot of speed. It looks like he got into the number 59 car on accident as he came onto the in-race chat and apologized. Meanwhile, up front, Jacob Gordon's ran away with it. Jose Olivias running second. Mike Erner third. Brandon Graham fourth. And then you got this whole schmozzle going on right here. And Tony just got put into the wall. Tony's running up on the wall. It looks like Richard Sudduth completely cut him off.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Caution is out for Tony Trapasso. I do not believe the caution was his fault, though. I'm going to go and review that. So for what I'm seeing, it looks like there's a bit of a checkup in the field. But Richard Sudduth came directly up the track. He had plenty of room to not do that. Yeah, that one's definitely on Richard Sudduth. He went low to look underneath the car in front of him, and then Tony Trapasso with nowhere to go. Now, let's see if we can get Tony down here in the booth. Maybe he can explain to us what happened there. Can you go up there and ask him for me, please?
Channel switched.
2 divisions of these cars.
Fine.
Channel switched.
Stand for.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey, Tony, Tyler up in the booth. What happened there? To me, it looked like
The 13 had his head up his ass.
I agree. I wouldn't put it quite that way, but he did not pay attention to where you were running and basically chopped your nose off from what I saw.
Pretty much, yeah. It was either run into the back of him.
I totally understand. Are you able to get back out there?
I'm back out on the track right now trying to yell at the 19 to get in line.
Fair enough. Good luck for the rest of the race, Tony.
Yeah, my race is over. I'm just here turning laps now.
10-4.
User was moved out of your channel.
Note to self, never pull the driver that just wrecked. They're never very happy. But those are some of the best interviews. You get the Kyle Busch interviews, you get the Kurt Busch interviews. Both Shrub interviews are usually pretty entertaining. As we come to the green flag here, Jacob Gordon is off again, gets a giant
Green flag,
lead.
green flag.
Look at there's a little bit of a checkup in the back there, but some of those drivers, when they're catching the pack there, they don't always communicate the best. Jake Gordon's already got a 1 second lead as we are on lap 62. We only have 14 laps to go. And I just
All right, man.
heard somebody wreck.
Caution is out.
Sounds like it was Topasso again. Let's go take a look here. I figured just by how it sounded like he got hooked. Alright, I am taking a look at the replay now. Yes, that caution was indeed on Sudeth. He jumped in way low, and the car pushed up on him. Tony was already running the low line, and you can't get much lower than the second lane here. You gotta love being race director. Nobody's ever happy with you. Alright, I think we are 2 to green as of right now. We're going to be restarting with about 9 laps to go. My telemetry is not giving me where we're at in the caution. I'm too high up, I can't see the lights. We are 2 to green. It was just announced by one of the drivers. And we will be restarting with 7 to go, I believe. We're going to have a good little shootout here. Alright, as they all double up to go for the green flag here. Will anybody get the best of Jake Gordon? He has the control on the restarts. And let's see if he does the same thing again. He's been putting his car in the line he likes. He does do it again. He checks up just about a half of a line. I think that's the line he likes to run in, and he's able to go. And he takes off again.
Green flag, green flag.
Already 7 tenths, 8 tenths ahead of the car behind him of Jose Olivias. Jose and Mike Erder are going to need to work together and just run nose to tail if they want to catch up to Jake Gordon. And bad luck, Tony Trapasso in another accident. You got to feel for him at this point. And that does bring out another caution. Hopefully we go back green here with 1 lap to go. Let's take a look back and see what happened. 6 to go. Interesting caution. I know this is a simulator and you don't have mechanical failures, but it almost looks like a tire went down. I know iRacing doesn't have that feature as of now. Taking one more look at it just to make sure there's nothing that I missed. Alright, we should be restarting here with 2 laps to go. We're going to get a green-white checkered here. Hopefully get a good finish here. One more chance for... As soon as we go green, hopefully Jose Olivias and Mike Erder are able to make something work. Nothing against Jake, but I've been told it's a northern or Minnesota thing, but we like seeing the underdog win. So... And camera, let's keep it on the outside view since we only got 2 laps left. Awesome, thank you. Alright, they should be lining up for 1 to go here at the line, 1 to go to green, I should say, and then there will be 2 laps to the finish of the race. We've got... Looks like we've got 9 cars in the lead lap. Running order is as... I can't talk today. Running order: Jacob Gordon, Jose Olivias, Mike Erder, Ronnie Osmer, Brandon Graham, Johnny Antonucci, Michael Whitaker, Robert Lacavara, Martin Miller, Chadwick Pierce, Hanover Fist, Richard Sudduth, Tony Trapasso, and the retired Joe Cowan. I believe Richard Sudduth has left the session as well because he caused 2 cautions. Yes, he has. Doubling up on the backstretch here. Hopefully we get one hell of a finish. It looks like we're going to get a one-lap shootout. Really bunching up this time. As Jacob Gordon is off. Another fantastic start.
Green
Already
flag,
almost a
green
second
flag.
ahead of the field. And unless something catastrophic happens, Jake just needs to make it through 2 more corners and he's got this one. Behind him, they're all scrapping for position, but it looks like Jacob Gordon is going to bring him to the finish here. Jacob Gordon wins, Mike Erder second, Jose Livias third, Ronnie Osmer fourth, and Brandon Grant running out the top 5. And we will get the winner down here in TeamSpeak. Production, would you be able to grab the race winner for me, please?
User was moved to your channel.
Jake Gordon, Tyler Graff up here in the booth. You, in all honesty, you kicked some ass tonight. What was it? Your line? What were you doing out there that you thought you were doing different than everybody else?
Well, I think it was, the line, helps a lot here, but I think it was driving it in. I think I drove it in harder than most people, and I'd get on the brakes and the apex, and, I think that really helped me out, because, before the first caution came out, me, Ronnie, and, Jose were kind of taken away from everybody, and I was trying to do some different stuff, and seeing what got more time between us and what didn't, and that seemed to be the biggest factor.
Definitely makes sense. When you use those brakes in the center of the corner, it definitely can help the car turn when done right. So I watch you attempt to do a burnout in this low horsepower car. That seems to be the only thing that you weren't able to do in tonight's race. With your restarts, were you going on green there? I obviously cannot see the lights.
Well, I mean, the green, there's 2 sets of red lines on the outside wall, and in real life that dictates the green, but I was doing it different every single time. That last time I kind of did it, jumped the gun a little bit, but every other time I tried to be fair.
The restarts, you were on point with the restarts, being almost a second ahead by the time you'd get to the start finish line, which is the way I think it should be done as the leader. You take off and surprise them. I know that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
But good race. Anyone you'd like to thank?
Turn 3 Racing, for all the guys in there for making me a better driver, and all my partnerships for helping out, in the real life racing side of stuff, and robertstechjobs.com, and the crew that broadcasts this thing every week.
Well said, well said. Congratulations on the win, Jake.
Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
And neither two of the remaining top 3 drivers are in TeamSpeak. So that'll basically sum it up for us tonight. Next week's race, I have already blanked it. It looks like production's blanked it as well. Just a moment. And next week we are at Gateway. Oh, it's a shame that I have to commentate. Maybe we can find someone else to commentate. I like racing there. Next week's going to be at Gateway. That's going to be one hell of a race. Hopefully it's not too much of a barn burner. I know Gateway is one of those big tracks that you can draft at. It should put on one hell of a show. So, see you guys all next week. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. And we'll see you soon on Sunday night with the DW12s at Fontana.